In 2015, YouTube prankster Sam Pepper lured Sam Golback into a staged nightmare, faking his kidnapping with Colby Brock in on the plan. Sam was tied to a chair with a hood over his head, then forced to watch as a masked abductor held his best friend Colby at gunpoint before appearing to execute him at point-blank range. Sam's screams and sobs were genuine. He believed he'd just witnessed the murder of his best friend. But just moments later, Colby revealed it was all just an elaborate prank. The video drew massive backlash for its cruelty and for mimicking real-life execution videos, with critics calling it one of the most disturbing stunts in YouTube history. In the 1820s, Surgeon William Beaumont made history by experimenting on a man whose gunshot wound left a permanent hole in his stomach. He tied bits of food to strings, lowered them inside, and then pulled them out to watch them dissolve, sometimes peering directly into the man's gut or draining stomach acid to test it on food outside of his body. These grotesque experiments became the first to prove that digestion was a chemical process driven by gastric juices, making Beaumont both a pioneer of physiology and one of the more unsettling figures in medical history. Morbid Facts, Part 701. LeVar Ball, father of NBA stars Lonzo and LaMelo, nearly died in early 2025 after a diabetic infection in his foot spread to his bloodstream. Multiple surgeries followed, first removing toes, then his foot, and finally amputating his leg below the knee along with 4 blood transfusions. At one point, he was in so much pain that he told his doctors to let him die, but his sons pushed him to fight. Now he uses the ordeal to warn others about ignoring symptoms and the dangers of unmanaged diabetes. In 2017, 25-year-old Akbar Salubiro suddenly vanished after harvesting palm oil in a remote Indonesian village. The next day, locals found a 23-foot-long reticulated python nearby with an unnaturally swollen belly. Fearing the worst, they cut the snake open and pulled out Akbar's fully clothed body still intact. Experts believe the snake ambushed him as he was walking home, constricted him to death, and swallowed him whole because he was alone in a forested area where large prey was scarce. It was the first confirmed and fully documented case of a human being swallowed whole by a python, with graphic photos and videos of the recovery sparking worldwide horror. During a match in Germany in 1993, star tennis player Monica Seles was stabbed in the back with a 9-inch kitchen knife by Gunter Parch, an obsessed fan of her rival Steffi Graf. Parch was infuriated that Seles had overtaken Graf as the #1 player in the world, and admitted that he wanted to injure Seles so severely that she couldn't play tennis for a long time. Following the attack, Seles took a 2-year hiatus from pro tennis and never fully regained her prior dominance. The attacker received a suspended sentence with probation and psychological treatment, a verdict that sparked widespread outrage across the sports world. In 2019, a French man accidentally killed his friend during a fight and in a panic stuffed his body under his mattress. To avoid suspicion, he slept on it for nearly 2 years while regularly spraying air fresheners and bug repellent to mask the stench. He was eventually caught when the odor became overwhelming for his neighbors. In 1984, California man David Burke was fired from his airline job for a petty theft, so he smuggled a loaded gun onto the flight, shot the pilots mid-air, and deliberately crashed the plane into the ground, killing all 43 passengers on board. Investigators later found a note in his pocket addressed to his former boss stating, "I asked for some leniency for my family, remember? Well, I got none, and you'll get none."